going on, guys? It's Cliffy here, and yes, you are seeing this correct. My career is back on the PS3 for Don Bradman Cricket 2014. Today we are back playing a T20 International, the third of three against Australia, and we do have a little bit of world cricket to talk about today, but we're just going and obviously bringing this back. Now that I don't have set days that I am doing upload videos, it does make it a lot easier to go and bring back series like this here, and obviously this series is the cornerstone of the channel. So remember, if you do like this video, remember to smash that like button. If you are new, do hit that subscribe button down below. But Australia, they've got off, I'd say that the game pretty much in the balance at the moment at this stage. 3 for 78 off 11 overs. Maybe we're a little bit ahead just due to the run rate. It is down below 7, but still obviously a lot of time left to go. And with those 7 wickets left in hand, almost anything can happen with this jam-packed Australian team. I think Glenn Maxwell's coming in next, so we know how dangerous he can be with the bat. But enough about that. We talked about New Zealand-Pakistan. That test finished up on Monday. And on Monday in my video, I did actually make a mistake about the England and India series. So England did not win the first test. I believe, for some reason or another, I thought that they won. But in fact, I think they did get very close. I think India were about 7 down, chasing their total. So I think England were only about 3 wickets away from the victory. But India held on to survive for the draw. Now, that is something that England could not do in the second test. I did say, I think it was it Monday that I recorded? I'm sure it was Monday. On Monday when I recorded, I said that there was about 404 that was needing to be chased, and England were going about it very, very slowly. They did lose Cook at stumps, so they lost him and then they went to stumps. They were 2 down, and I think they're about 80... No, they must have been a bit more than that. I think, I think they're about 80. I think they're about 2 for 80 at stumps. So, realistically, they still had an opportunity to potentially win this test match if they had gone out and batted with some intent. I mean, 300 runs in a day with 8 wickets left in hand is not the end of the world, especially with, this batting lineup that was quite deep for the English this time around. So, definitely they were in with a chance. That was not the case, though. They basically went out, looked to try and just salvage the test, and they were not able to do that. I think the game actually finished inside the first session of day 5. I think the spinners, Ashwin and Jadeja and Yadav, the spinner Yadav, not Umesh Yadav, I can't remember the other guy's name, but spinner, I think they picked up all the wickets on day 5. I think Mohammad Shami, I think, may have got 1 possibly. I think he got Joe Root, actually. So that's a big wicket that we obviously can't go and disregard. But did get it very early on. The game was finished very early on. As I said, I think it was in the first or second session. There wasn't really anyone, I wouldn't say there wasn't anyone who stood up. Obviously, when you are trying to bat to save a test match like that, it is difficult to score a lot of runs. Johnny Bairstow, I think, scored 34 not out to carry on his stellar year that he has had so far in test matches. But apart from that, no one else really stood up. And I mean, England were out quite cheaply as it looked on the scorecard, but they did bat for a very, very long time. And I was going to say, speaking of batting a long time, we don't actually have a chance to do that. We only have 45 balls left to go to try and rack up these last 72 runs that we do require. We only bowl the 2 overs, which is a little bit strange. Normally we do bowl a hell of a lot more than that, but 72 of 44 required. So we do have a lot of work left to do if we are going to save this game, if we are going to win this game, or at least get it close. I'm not sure what the series is tied at. This is the first time I basically picked up this save in my career for a long, long time. I mean, since I probably did my last video. So, again, I'm not sure what the score in the series is. We will probably find out after this. Well, when the batting innings is finished, whoever raises the trophy will be the side that would win the series. But I don't know if it's 2-0 at the moment. I don't know if it's 1-1. It is very hard to tell. But we picked up 4 there, so we're 4 off 3 at the moment. We've got McCullum down the other end. So this game definitely is still in the balance. We definitely can still go and win it. We've got spinners operating from both ends, Maxwell and David Warner. I don't want to go and take a big risk just yet. Because McCullum has done that already. He's absolutely smashed it this over. He's taken 13 off the first 4 balls, we'll go and pick up another 2. So we're doing our bit. That is all we need to do. We just need to rotate the strike, pick up the 1s and the 2s, let McCullum do the big hitting down the other end. I mean, this over here, this has been a good over. 15 off it so far, and still the 1 ball left to go. So I was going to say, if we can get a decent bit of bet on it, which I think we have, we will run that one down to fine leg to, I believe, take 19 off the over. So that's a very good over. It is exactly what New Zealand would have wanted in this situation. Still 6 overs left to go, 49 runs left on the board. So, you know, with 5 wickets left in hand, you potentially would still give us a chance. But we have since lost Mr. Brendan McCullum. He has gone, and it is Dan the Man Victorian now. So Warner 3 for 19. Good bowling from the opening batsman. And I think, you know, I don't know if he's got a test wicket, but Warner, he's one of those guys that, you know, you think wouldn't be a very good bowler. But I think in the not recent tour, but I think in a recent tour when they went to South Africa, he did bowl a little bit. I think they went in obviously with their, I think this was a game that Mitchell Marsh potentially wasn't playing. So they just had their 3 seamers and their 1 bowler. And I think Davey Warner came in and actually bowled a little bit of seam up. He can bowl seam up, just little medium paces, and he can bowl little leggies as well, as we've seen here today. But that is exactly what we need, and we are seeing our side towards a victory here against the Aussies. As you can see, 23 off 15 is all that is needed. So 23 off 2.5 overs, 4 wickets left in the bag, and obviously myself and Vittori batting very well at the moment. Myself, probably more than Vittori, because we are now 19 off 9, so we're striking it over 200. But Vittori's done his bit, 21 off 17, and just 19 off 14 now. That one there, a little bit risky. And I was going to say, a direct hit, and we probably are gone, but we did want to go and take that single to take it to 18 off 13. So hopefully Vittori's hit a boundary off this last ball of the over, and when we get back in, we are going to be facing the beast, the Movember beast, Mitchell Johnson, and he didn't actually manage to get anything off that over. So what I think we need to try and do here is just try and play Johnson around, and just, as I said, if we can look at getting maybe taking it down to 10, taking it down to 9 in the last over, if we can get 9 off this Johnson over, would be absolutely incredible. But I think as long as we don't lose our wicket and just keep our heads, don't go for anything silly, then we will be able to go. Because at the moment, just nudging it down the ground, haven't quite got used to the pace of Johnson, but we're not complaining about that because the lack of timing is actually allowing us to push down the ground and come back for the second. So 14 off 10, so 1.4 runs a ball, and if we continue to do it in 2s, then we will be able to win this game. But as we can see, just that lack of timing, those players are smack bang out on the fence, and it does make it a lot easier for us to go and come back for those seconds. So we've taken 6 off 3 so far, which is pretty good, and now just 12 off 9 needed. So if we continue this, pick up another 6 off the last 3 balls, then, you know, we are only going to be chasing 6 in that last over, and that is perfect. That is all you could ask for against Mitchell Movember Johnson. And that's exactly what we've done. They have now plugged that hole, so they've got a deep mid on there. So it does make it a little bit more difficult to go and pick up those 2. But we might even just look at going and trying to nudge it into the offside. We may even get a rebowl on that one. It is going to be a wide, stepped outside the stumps, showed leg stump, but it is now 9 off 8 that is required. So, you know, we're almost down to a run of ball, and this is more than we could have ever asked for against Mitchell Johnson in this over. I wouldn't actually mind going and just playing this one out, leaving 9, and hopefully Vittori or myself can hit some boundaries off the last over. Whoever is going to be bowling it, I'm not 100% sure, but I was going to say if we can take a single there, but we're not going to risk it. We're not going to risk the run out at this stage. So we did what we wanted to do. We got that 9. We took it down to single digits required heading into the last over. And it is going to be spin. I believe potentially it is Mr. Davey Warner who is going to be bowling it. So, sorry, Glenn Maxwell, the off spinner. So we just need to be... It's hard in this situation because we do only need 8 balls. They have since gone and moved a man back on the leg side. So that is probably our favoured hunting ground. But instead, we're going to go over the offside. It should be big enough for a maximum, boys. It is an 81 metre 6, and what a better time to hit it there than from Captain Cliff. They've kept that field as it is. We just need 2 of the last 3. Do we go for the maximum? No, we just try and poke that one in through the gap. We are going to take this to a grandstand finish, folks. 2 off 2 needed. And I think now is the time. As we can see, the field has come up. So basically, I am being told to look, basically just hit it over. So I was going to say anything wide, anything like that, I am just going to go and try and run away fine. Rather than going and hitting it over the top, we will come back for the second, and that is going to be the victory for the Kiwis in this third T20 International. Whether that will be enough to clinch the series, we will have to wait and see. But a very good knock from the Captain Cliff in the end. As we can see, not enough to win the series. Australia did win the first 2 games, but still 2-1. We will take that, and a very good knock, as I said, from myself. McCullum, man of the match, 35 off 17, and 2 for 17 with the ball. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap things up here. I do hope you've enjoyed this video. Remember, smash that like button. Going to wrap it up here. This is Cliffy, your King of Career Mode, signing out.